Hello everybody, Big Biddy back again with another video, and as you can tell it's a little bit different today. I've got the headphones on, I've got my brand new camera, I'm actually just getting set up for my new channel which will be dropping very soon, but we'll talk about more of that later. Today we're talking about what's the best strategy for when you're a courier driver. Is there the best way of doing it? Is it doing pound and mile long jobs? Is it doing short jobs? Is it doing multi-drops? What is going to make you the best bang for your buck basically? So I actually got sent a comment from Steve, SDC Services. I'm just reading off my screen here. He sent a message, and I'm going to read. I'm going to paraphrase it a little bit. But he says he's confused why people still do the pound and mile strategy, which is you get a job that's 200 miles, you charge £200, and then you might run home empty. So you do 400 miles, you spend £80 on fuel. Your actual profit is around £100, when the smart way, in his opinion, is to do 3 jobs at £50, low mileage, near home, and there's a lot less overheads. I have to agree with him to an extent. Doing those short jobs, those £50 for doing maybe 10, 15, 20, 30 miles is a lot more cost effective. And it works, it really does work, especially if you're in the big cities. Like London, Manchester, Midlands, the typical ones. Bristol is a good one, for example. That strategy really works if you're in those areas. So I completely agree with him. That is probably the best way to make money, because you do 4 jobs at £50, you're making £200 a day. And they don't take that long, and plus you get to know the area better. You're not having to do so many dead miles because you don't have to travel home. So it makes a lot of sense. But, there's always a but. First of all, if I did a job going 200 miles, I would never come back to empty. I'd either tramp or I'd stay in a cheap B&B for the night, and I'd make sure I get a job at least going in the right direction. Doing a long job that takes you a long way from home, you have to come back with a load, one way or another, else it's just not cost effective. Also, if you live in an area, let's say like Norfolk, Cornwall, the countryside, Scotland, doing those £50 a jobs, it requires there to be a lot of them about. If you, like for instance, Norfolk, yesterday was Monday, probably 10 jobs popped up. If you're trying to win 4 of those jobs, which are all around the city, likelihood you're not going to with the competition that's around. So you have to be in the right area for that strategy to work. The other way you could do it is obviously get a job. Let's use where I am, for example, Norfolk. Going down to London, 100 miles, then start doing those £50 jobs. I've done that before. It works really well. So that is one strategy. Well, let's actually go through the strategies which sort of work. What is the best strategy? So let's go through them. First of all, there's the long haul pound a mile, which Steve mentioned. 200 miles, pound a mile, and then you get to the other end and you've got to try and find another job. That sort of strategy I use. And the reason I use it is I have a really good customer who gives me a lot of work. So they pay a pound a mile, and I can do £200, £300 jobs. And usually I'm picking up 3, 4 in the morning, so I'm actually dropping them off at around 9, 10 o'clock in the morning, and then try and get another job because it's just the beginning of the day. That's a really good strategy. It's one I use, but I'm definitely going to start implementing more of the do the little jobs. I sometimes get stuck in that I need to get that long job that pays a lot of money mentality when it might not be the right thing. The next strategy would be obviously what Steve says, £50, £50, £50, £50. You do 4 or 5 jobs like that a day, you're on a good money, you're not doing as many miles, you know the local area, because you've probably been, like, especially if you live in London, it will all be London, everything gets drawn into London. Same happens if you're up near Manchester. Manchester and Leeds and all those areas seem to pass jobs between each other. So that is a really good strategy. The next one obviously is probably a countryside strategy. Get a job that pays relatively well going to somewhere like London or the Midlands, and then do those small £50 jobs. And then the next one is multi-drops. Just get on multi-drops, guaranteed rate, not too difficult, going to be local, going to make some good money. So they're all very good strategies. They all work, but they are all dependent on where you are. Like I said, Steve's strategy is fantastic, would not work in Norfolk. My strategy of doing the long miles is great, but it only works because I've got a regular customer that gives me regular work, which pays really well. Most people, when you're starting, you're just going to try and grab what you can. So if you live in the countryside, just get a job going to the cities. Work comes out of cities. It's as simple as that. The best strategy though, and this is the number one strategy, And I've said it on lots of my videos. Get your own customers. Become a shipper. The people that make the most money in this industry are shippers, if you do it right. What you will find is when you start in the business is you're just trying to get jobs. Then you will start getting regular work from shippers who trust you. Then you need to start going out and getting your own customers and start posting your own jobs, slowly transitioning into that shipper role. Most people on the CX are actually couriers who have a few customers and occasionally post jobs. That's where the money's at, transitioning. Put it this way, I'm 35. I'm not afraid to admit it. I don't want to be doing what I'm doing today when I'm 60. I want to be off the road. Don't get me wrong, I love my job, but it's not something I want to be doing into my 60s. Plus, if you break it down into pure numbers, let's say you've got 100 jobs that you post every day. That's big numbers for most people, but if you're making £2 off each job, you're making £200, and you're not driving anywhere. You're just sat there posting jobs. Most ships, I think, a minimum of £20 is what they're looking for their profit of each job. So let's say you put up 10 jobs, you've made £200. The best strategy is get out there, get the customers, get your own customers, start posting your own jobs, and that you will see your wages go up significantly, and you're doing very little work apart from they are your customer. That is the best strategy. But fantastic comments, Steve. This is why I like you people out there putting comments up, which I try and read as many as I can. I don't respond to as many as I should, but I try and read them because you get little gems like that, and it made me really think, am I doing the right thing by doing this long haul strategy that I do and then just trying to get home? Maybe I should be just using that long haul strategy for the customers that really pay me well, and when they're not about, doing those little £50 jobs, just getting to London, getting to the Midlands, getting a job there, and then just do £50, £50, £50. Because sometimes I get stuck in that mentality. I need to get that long haul job. I did it the other day. I got a job up to Newcastle. I was sat there for 4.5 hours bidding on jobs, and then I realised I'm only bidding on the big jobs. I'm ignoring these little 20, 30 mile jobs because I don't think they're going to pay enough, but I could have done 3 or 4 in the time I was waiting for that big job. So it's a really good point. Thank you so much for that, Steve. It really will, hopefully will make you think, am I doing the right thing for the way I'm driving? Am I getting as much bang for my buck? So please like, comment and subscribe if you like this video. Like I said, I've got a new channel that's going to drop. It's going to be completely separate to this. It's all going to be sort of, we're going to be reviewing stuff, reacting to stuff. Nothing to do, this channel is going to stay purely business, purely courier driving, business, and how to improve your business. This other channel is just a bit of fun, but it will be dropping very soon, so keep a lookout for it. And as always, be safe out there and have a great day.